On behalf of all assembled here today, I should now like to invite our newest alumna, Dr. Marlene MacLeish, to address Convocation. Dr. MacLeish.
Thank you, Mr. Chancellor, President Chakma, Principal Hanage. I am deeply humbled by this honor that you have bestowed on me. There is something indeed very special when recognition comes to you unexpectedly from a place that you consider to be home. Thank you very much. Honored guests, faculty, staff, workers, students, and most importantly, family and friends of the class of 2010. I offer to you my special greetings, and I extend my heartiest congratulations on your fine accomplishments, and especially to your parents and your friends and family who have seen you through. This 296th convocation includes graduates from the School of Graduate and Postdoctoral Studies, the faculties of Arts, Humanities, and Science, the School of Medicine, Dentistry, and graduates of the extended Western family, Brescia, Huron, and King's Colleges. This graduating class also includes parents who brand Western University as a place of lifelong earners and learners. I salute you, parents, because, like you, I completed Harvard University with 2 small children in tow. And believe me, ladies, women, after that experience, I became a disciplined organizational woman. This is a great, great day for celebrating with friends and family. Look around you. You might be spending the rest of your life with someone in this room. I am accompanied here by my husband of 41 years, Peter MacLeish. I met Peter, a 1969 Western engineering graduate, during Frosh Week. Now, Mr. Chancellor, please, sir, Frosh Week must remain intact. Peter is a graduate of Harvard University, chairman of the Department of Neurobiology at our medical school, the Morehouse School of Medicine in Atlanta, Georgia, and a member of the U.S. National Academies of Sciences. Also, I am celebrating with Western friends of more than 40 years. Paula and Colin Nurse. Colin is a 1969 Western engineering graduate, a Harvard graduate, and professor of biology at McMaster University. They met during Frosh Week. And my Western roommate, Elra, a good friend for my life, and her husband, Don, a real Londoner. He won the heart of the fair Elra, also Western graduates, and they've lived happily ever after. Indeed, we Western graduates, all of us in this class, are a global academic force to be reckoned with. I quickly learned that as a Western graduate living in the United States, I had to know who Alan G. Davenport was, not only because I was married to an engineer, but because his renowned boundary layer wind tunnel lab at Western would pave the way for any chit-chat or conversation that I might have about the world's tallest and longest structures. My fellow graduates, as you take leave of this amazing institution to face the challenges that come with careers and families, you will learn to appreciate how elegantly Western has equipped you for success in this competitive, global, technology-driven 21st century world. We are here to celebrate your fine accomplishments with you, but we are also here to affirm that one Western graduate, each and every one of you, can make a difference in this world. I know this. I know this because some of my accomplishments that have earned me today's recognition seemed absolutely improbable in 1968 when I first graduated from Western. Yet I share with you that these accomplishments have grown out of the foundations of my Western education. I know that among you, my fellow graduates, sit scientists and physicians who will unravel the mysteries of the brain and find cures for cancers that plague us. You will use information from decoding the human genome to design personalized patient care. You will discover safe, affordable, renewable energy to preserve this one world that we inhabit. I spend a lot of my time with astronauts, and they tell me that they experience the most powerful feelings of wonderment and awe when they look back at the Earth, hanging serenely in space, with no discernible divisions of class, race, or religion. I believe that sitting among you, there are artists who will write the novel and craft poetry that will make dowagers like myself weep. I know that there are social workers among you who will find courage to change lives, to build bridges that hold families and communities together. I know that among you, there are people who will create partnerships with people who are different, simply because you understand that multidisciplinary collaborations strengthen our capacity to innovate, to discover new knowledge, and to raise the tide of good fortune for people around you. Class of 2010, you are stepping boldly into a world driven by economic realities, realities that will challenge everything you have learned at Western. But your education here has equipped you not only to master content and fundamental knowledge, it has also prepared you to think critically, solve problems, do multidisciplinary research, analyze mountains of information, but perhaps most importantly, to build bridges across cultures and languages so that you may communicate and successfully compete in this global economy. My spacefaring colleagues often ask me, how did you prepare for success in the competitive world of space exploration? Simply, I got from my Western liberal arts education this enduring love of language and communication, and an appreciation for synthesizing contrary abstract thoughts. I still recall with delight and wonderment Dr. Balachandra Rajan's lectures, that great Miltonian scholar who also taught at my other alma mater, Harvard University. I still recall that during my Brescia English classes, I learned the value of listening, thoughtful engagement, and as President Hanich has mentioned, I use these every day in the world of space exploration. Also, if I have achieved a modicum of success in my endeavors, it is because I learned from Western, and I was a very poor student here in the 60s, that winning is just plain hard work. When I drifted away reading poetry and literature, and I fumbled on my final exams, yes, I did, my Brescia professor, with sang-froid, gave me a failing grade. But when I finally made A's in my foreign language courses, my confidence soared, and I learned that failure was a necessary part of success. And to be honest with you, I like a good fight. And to be successful, keep alive that adventurous, competitive spirit in yourself. Many of you are going to receive distinctions and awards far more than I could ever dream of. These are salutes to you, your families, and to Western institutions that have created holding grounds for you to become your better selves. This meritocracy, grades, workplace evaluations, large houses, model cars, they can really confound you when you get out there in the real world. When you leave this place, try to provide some occasions to reflect on how best to ensure the continued development of good institutions like the University of Western Ontario. Take time, create some opportunity to say thanks and to give back. I have visited with students, graduates, and I know your pride. I also know the relief that comes with completing theses, research projects, and leaving those mentors, especially those scientists, who seem to want to keep you bound to their labs forever. I know that you feel anticipation about leaving this safe Western world. It's so easy to be diminished when you have applied for 50 jobs and you've received no response. But I hope that when you become frustrated and you are about to give up on changing the world, that you will remember that you are part of an extended Western family that is willing to help you forge new paths and to go where no other has been. Western graduates are scattered all over the globe. They're tending the sick, teaching, doing science and business, and some, to be honest, I've met them, merely seeking adventure. When you take leave of this magnificent place, know that your personal successes rest with the collective success of people around you. You will come to realize how incredibly fortunate you have been to have had a good Western education. When you leave these idyllic, beautiful grounds, give back, not because you're obligated to, or because you owe Western anything, rather because you will find in service a purpose that is bigger than yourself. We live in a world that is challenging us to work for peace when there is war, to abate global warming when we have grown accustomed to extravagant energy consumption, to remain cloistered in our own societies when we are required to negotiate and navigate a global world. I invite those of you who are interested in education to take time and to take on the challenge of redefining how we educate the next generation of students. Howard Gardner, recommends 5 minds for the future, the disciplined mind. He warns that it will take you about 10 years to command your discipline. And maybe that's why you won't get your second degree until you're nearly 70. The synthesizing mind that pulls together a narrative of your life and prepares you for leadership. That creative mind that sometimes seems quite soppy, that develops new ideas. The respectful mind that will allow you to embrace people who are different. And least but perhaps most importantly, the ethical mind that recognizes a purposeful life dedicated to action that is greater than self-interest. Welcome, class of 2010. Western has inculcated these mindsets in all of us. There are no magic wands that we could wave to change the world. But I believe if you want to make this place, this world, a better place, and to lead boldly in the 21st century, you must broaden your private and professional lives to include lifelong learning and public service. Class of 2010, my fellow graduates, step boldly into the future. Listen to the voices of your better selves. Make friends and partnerships to accomplish your dreams and to make this century the best of times. Thank you and congratulations.